नमस्ते। हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। Myself, Dr. Ramesh Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of FMT, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, JVW. Today's our topic is postmortem changes. It's unit second. Mechanism. Today's our topic is ATP depletion. The muscle fibers are made of two contractile units, namely actin and myosin filaments. When the muscles are contracted, as when walking, lifting some objects, or doing any kind of work, the actin and myosin filaments come close to each other. Later get relaxed. Energy required for this process of relaxation is derived from the ATP, and the ATP gets reduced to ADP. During life, ATP is constantly synthesized in the body. After death, there is no synthesis of ATP. But the muscle fibers have some amount of ATP in store. As long as there is ATP storage in the muscles, the fibers remains relaxed. Once the stored ATP is exhausted, the muscle fibers go in a permanent state of contractions called rigor mortis. Rigor mortis very important chapter for FMT. Order of appearance. Rigor mortis order of appearance is proximo-distal spread. It means upper to lower spread. Rigor mortis starts first in the eyelids, then it gradually spread to the muscles of the face, jaw, neck, upper limb, chest, abdomen, and lastly the lower limb in great toe. This is called proximo-distal spread of rigor mortis. Time of appearance called is rule of 12. It starts in 3 to 6 hours and go in the three parts of 12 hours. First is take 12 hours to complete, stay for another 12 hours, and then passes off in the next 12 hours. Rigor mortis passes off in the same order of appearance. Conditions altering the onset and duration of rigor mortis. First is age. Rigor mortis does not occur in a fetus of less than 7 months of intrauterine age. This is because the myofibrils are formed completely only by 7 months of intrauterine life. Thus, helps to find out whether the fetus is viable or not. Age of fetus. In healthy adult, it develops slowly but well pronounced and passes off late. Whereas in children and old, it is feeble and rapid. Appears early, stay for a short duration and passes off early. Second is muscular state at the time of death. Onset of rigor mortis is slow and duration is long in cases where muscles are at rest and healthy before death. Appears early and passes off early if the individual dies after great exhaustion. Third is nature of death. In death, from disease causing great exhaustion and wasting. The onset is rarely and duration is short. Fourth is atmospheric conditions. In the atmospheric conditions, onset is slow and duration is long in cold winter weather, and just revert in the hot weather. Its onset of fast and duration is short. What is the medical legal importance? Rigor mortis is sign of death, helps in estimation of time since death in India. We depend more on rigor mortis to assess the time since death. Indicates the position of the body at the time of death to some extent and not always. For example, an individual dies while sitting on a chair. Sometimes the body may slip down to the floor during the phase of primary placidity. Conditions simulating rigor mortis. Conditions which look like rigor mortis are difference between rigor mortis and Cadbury spasm. In the rigor mortis occurs in all the muscles of the body, but the Cadbury spasm occurs only in group of voluntary muscles. Rigor mortis follow primary placidity, that is starts 3 to 6 hours after death. But the Cadbury spasm occurs immediately at the time of death. Rigor mortis is finding in the postmortem, but the Cadbury spasm finding in antemortem. Rigor mortis helps to estimate the time since death, but Cadbury spasm is not useful to find the time of death. And the last rigor mortis does not reflect the last act, but the Cadbury spasm reflects the last act of the individual. Heat stiffening due to coagulations of muscles protein. It means death due to burn. Cold stiffening due to solidification of subcutaneous fat and water content of the body. For example, bodies subjected to extreme cold temperature as in high altitude and when stored in refrigerator in moisture. Gas stiffening due to gas accumulations under the skin and subcutaneous tissues in process of putrefaction. Cadbury spasm or instantaneous rigor. A group of volunteer muscles which were uh, which were at strenuous work during life at the time of death goes into a sudden state of contraction without passing through the stage of primary placidity, scarred as a Cadbury spasm. It is a great medical legal importance, occurs especially in case of death, sudden death, death due to exhaustion and fear, etc. It reflects the last action of the individuals at the time of death. It means firearm in the hands of victim in suicidal gunshot injury, plants and weeds in the hands of victims in cases of drowning, the weapons in the hands of victims in cutthroat injury, etc. Cadbury spasm cannot be mimicked. With the onset of rigor mortis, The whole body goes in for stiffening. Cadaveric spasm merges with rigor mortis. When rigor mortis passes off, cadaveric spasm also passes off. The process of decomposition of a dead body. State color changes, colligative putrefactions, marbling, honeycomb liver. Late change decompositions of the body. It is the process of gradual destruction of body tissue by combined effects of enzymes and destructive actions of microorganisms after death. It occurs in two ways. One is autolysis, that is enzyme actions, and other putrefaction, that's bacterial action. First is autolysis. Cells becomes permeable after death with release of cytoplasm containing enzymes. The proteolytic enzymes cause chemical digestion and disintegrations of the organs. Autolysis is increased by heat and stopped by freezing. Autolysis is an aseptic process which results in macerations of dead fetus in the uterus. Auto-disintegration occurs in brain, liquefaction, stomach and GIT, and pancreas. Putrefaction. The process of putrefaction is divided into three stages for easy understanding. However, all the changes start occurring from the time of death and are evident to our eyes as time advances. First is color changes, second is production of foul-smelling gases, and third is liquefaction of tissues. Color changes. First external sign of decomposition is the greenish discoloration in the right iliac fossa, which becomes evident in 12 to 24 hours in summer and 1 to 3 days in winter. The color changes first occurs in the right iliac fossa because of the presence of cecum, where there are more colonic bacteria and normal bacterial flora of the gut. The bacterial colonies produce hydrogen sulfide, which combines with hemoglobin to form sulfamethemoglobin, which is responsible for the greenish discoloration. This color change spread to the entire abdomen and extends further to the chest, neck, face, and last to the limbs. Color gradually changes to dark green, then finally black. The putrefaction bacteria spread easily in the body fluid and colonize in the venous system. The superficial veins of the limbs, chest, abdomen, and neck are stained greenish blue due to hemolysis of red cells and stain the walls of the vessels. This condition called as marbling, which occurs 36 to 48 hours after death in summer and 2 to 3 days in winter. Marbling has to be differentiated from filigree birth, which is due to lightning. Marbling is well appreciated after the peeling of cuticle due to rupture of subcutaneous gas plaques. Marbling of veins. 36 to 48 hours in lower limb, well evident after skin seepage. TSD in 2 to 3 days. Evolutions of foul-smelling gases. The main gases are ammonia, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, phosphorated hydrogen, and methane. In early stages, these gases are non-inflammable. Later on, with the formation of enough hydrogen sulfide, the gases become inflammable. Due to continued accumulation of gases, there is distension of breast in female, sinus of scrotum in male. We can see in this picture. There is distension, sinus and scrotum, filling of cuticle and mark. Abdomen gets distended due to accumulation of gases in the intestine. Diaphragm is pushed up, compressing the lungs and heart. Blood stands through the fluid exudes from the mouth and nostrils, which is called post-mortem purge. The secretions present inside the lungs parenchyma are pushed out by the increased abdominal pressure. We will take these topics in next sessions: liquefaction, skeletonization, maggot drilling, Casper dictum, external factors effect on the body and internal factors effect on the body. Mutilations. Thank you.